Okay, here are some of my classic systems. I don't have these hooked up. Some of these don't work anymore. Some of them do, and I just don't have room for them to have everything going. But these are systems that I've collected over the years, or I originally owned. Somebody gave them to me. Sometimes I don't even remember how I got them. Some of these work, some don't. This is the ColecoVision, and this does not work. The system works, but something's wrong with the control ports. I have the controls, but they're in a box somewhere, and something's wrong. When you turn it on, the game comes on, but you can't control anything. But this is the Atari module that was made by ColecoVision. This plugs into the front of the system, and you can unplug it. And when you plug it into the system and turn it on, it turns the ColecoVision into an Atari 2600. And it's got the control switches here, and it's got the control ports. ColecoVision and Atari control ports were the same. So you could use ColecoVision controls or Atari 2600 controls. They made this module without Atari's permission. So obviously Atari was pissed off about that, and they sued them, and I believe won. I don't remember the details. But this is a really incredible piece of technology when you think about it. This would be like if Sony released a memory card for the PS3 that when you plugged it in it could play Xbox games, and they did it without their permission. It's a totally unbelievable development. Why would anybody do that? It is going to show you early on in the video game life of the industry, people thought they could really get away with anything. This is the steering wheel control for the ColecoVision, and it has this pedal that comes out, and you can put it on the floor and step on it. I don't remember if this works, but it's pretty cool. I never saw one before until I got it from somebody. This is the Intellivision. I bought this, I think, from a secondhand store. It worked when I first bought it, but over the years it seems to have quit working. I tried using it, and it didn't work. But it's got the controllers, and it's in pretty nice condition for an old system. I didn't grow up with an Intellivision, so I know a lot of people like them, but I really didn't have one when I was growing up. I grew up with an Atari, so I'm more familiar with that. But this is a pretty cool. I like the system. I like the way the cartridge goes on the side. This is the Odyssey 2 by Magnavox, and this system does work. At least it did the last time I used it. I haven't used it for a while. This is a version, I think I got this off eBay. This one has the wires of the controls hardwired into the console. There were some versions where you could unplug the controls, but this one you can't, nor can you unplug the AV cord, which is just a really horrible design, because what if one of these cords gets cut or damaged? Stupid. But this was a system I grew up with. I obviously don't have the original one that we owned as a family. I think it got ruined. But this is a system I grew up with, and I really liked it. The control pads are really nice. This keyboard is really nice. These are basically like Atari controls, except they're much easier to use. You don't, give yourself a muscle cramp playing them. This is an Atari 5200. This was given to me by a friend. This is really cool. I didn't grow up with one of these, but it's a really nice system. It's in really good shape. It looks like somebody did some painting around it, though. It's got this, slot for whatever. Problem with this, and the thing that was notorious about this system, is that the controllers would go bad. And that's the problem with this. I have the controllers, but they don't work. System works. I can plug it in and turn it on, and the game comes on, but the controls don't work. So that's too bad, because I really want to play it. Here is the first model of the Sega CD. This is for the Genesis. The Genesis would sit on top of this, and there's a port in the side of the Genesis that has a cover. You open it up and it plugs into that. This is the front loader. They redesigned it as a top loader and it ended up being kind of a better design. I like this design. It's kind of sleek. I really like it. But this model was kind of unreliable. As you can see, there's no buttons. It was all automated. You put a game in and it was supposed to read. Sometimes it would read it, sometimes it wouldn't. Kind of a funky, kind of unreliable. But I really like the look. If it could have been, you know, more reliable, it'd be better. The redesign works much more, you know, reliably, but it's really big and bulky, and I'll get to that later. This isn't a system. This is a really kind of cool system select switch. It's for plugging in multiple systems. I'll show you the back. This has ports for 7 different video game systems or any kind of audio video component, you know, that uses the you know, basic video plugs. You can do S-video, you can do the, you know, red, green, blue component, or yellow, white, red AV cables. Some of them even have digital audio outs, and this is and you can even, it's got a Ethernet adapters, and it's cool. You can't see it because it's turned off. I don't have this hooked up right now, but you just select which system you want, and these light up. You know, they say like PS2 or Xbox or GameCube or DVD or something like that. And you could switch them out, but I bought this secondhand, and so I don't have the face plates to switch them out. But it's really cool if you have a lot of systems hooked up, especially if you do have a lot of stuff with standard RCA cables. It's really handy, and it's got its own power switch, and I think it has no, I'm thinking of something else, but it's got its own power switch. You turn it on and it works really cool. I don't know why these weren't more popular. Maybe, you know, they just were phased out. Maybe they just didn't sell very well. I don't know. I think it's really cool. If you're somebody like me who's had lots of stuff plugged in all the time, multiple game systems, you know, this was a great deal, because you could put 7 systems on it, or 7, you know, whatever, and it saved you a lot of hassle from, you know, wiring stuff behind your TV. So those are some of my classic systems, and I've got more stuff for you. It probably won't fit in one video, so thanks for watching.